Live from Thunderbolt Lanes in Council Bluffs, Iowa, Extra Frame is proud to present live coverage of the PBA Extra Frame Iowa Midwest Open. And hello again, everyone. It's Mike J. Laneside with the man in motion, Ron Hickland. And Ron, we've got a live stepladder final, and there's history on the line. And our opening match is a beaut. It's Dick Allen, looking for additional PBA Tour titles, going up against A.J. Johnson, looking for his very first.
Yeah, Mike, it's going to be a really great match to watch. The guys have had about 15 to 20 minutes of practice. They've been able to kind of carve the lane the way they want to make it. That's going to be for a great, interesting match because Dick Allen's going to be a little bit further right of A.J. Johnson. So we're going to see how that plans out.
In the semifinal match, history is on the line today. Pete Weber is gunning for his 38th career title. It would tie him for third all-time on the list with Norm Duke. History here in Iowa.
Yeah, you know, it's going to be an awesome match, too, as well. Obviously, with the history on the line and with Weber having the dominance that he's had this week, it's going to be really fun to watch him do what he does best.
Top of the step ladder is Sean Rash. An amazing story on Thursday. Sean packing for this trip. Had a bowling ball fall on his foot, severely injuring his left foot. Ron, amazing story of perseverance as Sean able to practice, able to compete at the highest level. He will bowl for this title here today.
Absolutely. You know, I talked to Sean. He said he's got a little bit of ibuprofen in him. He's been icing his foot every night. A good thing for him is that he's only got a couple matches to go, and he'll be able to go home and enjoy the rest of the week off.
Ron, we're on the Scorpion pattern. The players have just completed a 12-game match play round, and it's a little different now. We're back on the fresh.
Yeah, the fresh is a very, very tricky portion of the lane because basically what happens is when you're starting on the fresh, you've got to use a very strong ball. Once the lanes begin to break down, the guys are going to move extremely far to the left and have to get the ball in the air in some cases to be able to get it down the lane. So watch the fresh as they're going to play a little further right, but once they break down, it's going to get kind of fun.
And pick a favorite. Freshen up your beverage and join us. Coming up, live stepladder finals. Final shots of practice are underway. Will it be Sean Rash earning his 9th title? Will it be Pete Weber making history? Or will Dick Allen or A.J. Johnson run the ladder? Stay with us. We're live on Extra Frame. Weber chasing history. Norm Duke with 38, Pete Weber with 37. Sean Rash, 8 titles, 2 majors, bidding for his 9th. This is for the National PBA Tour title. And now Rash himself reverses arrows. Here we go, opening shot, title match, Iowa Midwest Open.
Look good from the side.
Hacks it, does. Weber.
Good from the back.
Emphatic opening pitch, extra look.
Yeah, able to keep that head still. Footwork good. Ball makes the move. He's throwing that Optimist by storm. Freezes right there. The ball actually is fairly rolly on the back end, which is good for what he's trying to do. He's trying to get his bowling ball to kind of make a move and freeze there. When you're bowling on tougher patterns, you need more of a rolly type performance out of your bowling ball. So that's exactly what he's doing.
Sean Rash, opening shot, he gets that right lane that Weber was having the footing issue on, but Rash more of a planter himself, as is Johnson. 6 around the 10.
So Sean is actually using a high-performance ball by Brunswick, his sponsor. He's actually using a Nirvana, which is a new high-performance ball from them, which is designed for these types of patterns, the longer patterns, the heavier roll-type patterns. So this ball allows him to be able to throw the ball at his typical faster ball speed, but still get ball reaction out of the ball.
Conversion of the 10-pin for Rash. Title match here in Iowa. We invite you next weekend to join us. Live coverage of the West and Northwest region at the National Bowling Stadium in Reno as we present the West Northwest Sands Regency Open. Live coverage on Saturday, Sunday. 10,000 guaranteed on top there. And then the Fall Classic begins a week from Monday. Catch it all live on Extra Frame. Rash, second frame. After the spare. Into the nose and a 3-6.
Yeah, I wasn't able to get that ball right quick enough. Just not being able to push it right. That ball's going to make a move, and it actually continues down lane. So he's really got to make sure he gets it in the right spot. The guys that had a lot of continuation out of their bowling ball, they got to be careful with that, because that's what happens. You're going to go right through the face. You don't have any room for error with a lot of continuation. He can roll it, though, so I wouldn't be surprised if he does that next.
Rash with a couple of spares. Pete with a strike up. It's that right lane. He delivered the killer punch to AJ on that lane back in the semifinal. Looked good from the side, but it's in the nose, 6-10.
I was surprised there that he didn't stick. At the same token, he wasn't able to push it right either. Yeah, it looks like he didn't really get around that one as much as he did some of the other ones, which allowed the ball not to push as far right. So it goes a little bit high.
Good cover for Weber, chasing history. Norm Duke's got 38, Pete's got 37. Also Pete with 93 lifetime PBA titles, counting national, regional, PBA 50 and PBA 50 regional. Walter Ray on top with 95. Pete's got 93, looking for his 94th.
That's a lot of winning, Mike.
That's a lot of trophies sitting somewhere.
Double bounce.
And the 6 around the 10.
Yeah, the double bounce worked against him a little bit there. What that does, when your ball, you'll watch, the ball goes boing, boing. When it does that, it pushes it further to the right automatically. Now, the ball isn't able to make that move strong enough to set in the right position, and yeah, the wrap 10 pin.
$10,000 on top here for the winner in addition to the PBA Touring title. Rash looking for his 9th. Ron, so many of us are so concerned with the number of the board, the number of the arrow, the break point at this number. Rash doesn't think of any of that. He sees shapes. How do you coach that?
So I mean, really, it's just practicing that. I mean, you don't necessarily have to focus on particular boards or arrows as long as you can repeat. For Rash, it's very visual, so seeing the shape of the bowling ball is very visual to him. It fits in his mind's eye, and that's exactly what he wanted for his bowling ball to do. He did not like that shot at all.
Turned away, flagged the head pin. On due 4 with the 8.
So he was in position. I mean, he didn't fall off the balance there. He just did not like that shot at all. I guess he knew it was going to be too far right. This is not easy. 1, 2, 4, 8.
Good cover. 3 spares for Rash. Has previous play gotten in the way of Rash, or is it potentially there to assist him?
Yeah, no, there's some issues there because AJ saw some of that in his last match, and Rash is very close to where AJ was playing at. So I think the previous play definitely is having an impact. You're seeing more of the transition, which means you have to adjust quicker than normal.
Looking for his first strike here in the title match. Rash up in the 4th. That is a strike.
Yeah, this is a beautiful shot. I mean, he just rolls up the back of it. He actually went up the back of that one with his hand to get the ball to freeze. Really, really great shot from him right there. It's interesting, too, because Pete is actually getting around the side of the ball, and the bowling ball he's throwing is kind of rolly on the back. So they're both trying to get the same shape, but they're going at it 2 completely different ways.
Weber back on that right lane. Clean through it. And flat 10.
You'll watch the side rotation that he puts on this ball. You can see right around the side of it. So it's going to help to push it to the far right, which is good. It's supposed to set, just sets just a little too late. Just a little too late. Leave it flat 10.
Weber 4-pin lead, 4 frames deep in our title match. No matter what he does here, Rash can step up and take the lead. These two are bowling as doubles partners coming up in the upcoming Roth-Holman doubles qualifying and match play. Will be completed during the Fall Classic. And the televised portion of that event will take place at the National Bowling Stadium in Reno as a part of World Series of Bowling 7. And re-racks being controlled from the front desk. So,
On the re-rack too, please.
Mike, you know, we talked a little bit about Sean. You know, Sean's bowling for a title here, and you had mentioned earlier that Sean had some issue with his foot. What exactly happened there?
Looks like a little dead wood.
I love you.
And Pete said, hey, I'll take care of it myself.
There we go. Ball in the gutter, takes out the dead wood.
Look at that. Jeff Goodyear on the dead wood clear on the extra look. Slap that off, Hoss. Now Weber, 5th frame, up 4 pins. Pure.
Yeah.
99 and 44, 100s, pure.
Really good shot. Got around the side of it. Ball makes a move right there and just freezes. Dead flush 10 back.
First key shot belongs to Sean Rash. A double here would be his first and would take the lead. And Rash gets it to fall. 6 lazy on the 10, but gets it. Extra look.
Moved in just a little bit. Looks like he rolled up the back of it. He's up the back of it for sure. His bowling ball is freezing, like it's supposed to. And the 6 took off 10. Very nice shot. You got a match here, Mike J.
First double, always important. Single game, head-to-head. Rash earned it. Now he can extend a single pin lead into the teens. 6-frame title match.
Ooh.
I think I'm hearing some audio from one of the television sets in the building. Rash brings it back. If you had to add up Rash all time after he resets, he's pretty darn good at refocusing.
Yeah, you know, but what it comes down to at any time is he does the same routine. So it's no different than if he didn't throw the shot. You know, if he threw the shot, he sets up, he wipes his foot off, he wipes his ball off, sets up, repeats the shot.
Pure double. Turkey. 4. Rash. And he extends his lead. Extra look.
Yeah, it's just a great shot here. Right up the back. Watch his hand go right up the back of the bowling ball, which allows it to set. That bowling ball wants to continue, but because he's going up the back of it, it sets and it goes high flush.
Weber now trailing in the match. Strike up, though. Can go bang, bang, and snatch the lead right back. 6-frame title match. Six slaps the 10. Double for Weber.
Yeah, he looks pretty comfortable on that shot. You can see right here off his hand, he's coming around the side of it, pushing the ball to the right, allowing the ball to kind of set and be rolly like it's supposed to. Kick the 10 out. Good to go. Flat 10. You can see it that you go see it immediately in the replay, the double bounce. This ball double bounces. When it does that, it's going to push too far right. Boink, boink, just like that. And that makes the ball push too far right. You can watch that 6-pin, it might as well just lay it right in the gutter every time.
Weber covers, and we'll have another episode of Dead Wood, which is one of Jeff Goodger's favorites, and especially when it stays on the lane.
Oh, what about when it stays on the lane?
That's extra. Someone's going to have to chase that one.
Yeah, you know, that's a good note for you, all the folks at home being able to watch. So if the ball, you want your ball to kind of go into the lane like you're landing an airplane. If you're landing an airplane, it's nice and smooth. And you're watching Pete Bull here, when he's throwing it really good, that ball is just going right into the lane, nice and smooth, hits the lane, keeps rolling, good to go. If he gets a little steep with it, it kind of goes into the lane instead of onto the lane. When it goes into the lane, you get that double bounce. What that does is that guarantees your ball's going to push further right. If it pushes further right and you're on line, you're not going to get enough of the head pin. You're going to hit too much of the 3-pin, and you're going to leave that flatty 10-pin.
All right, series of things taken care of here, and pin off the deck, and a fresh set for Sean Rash to collect his thoughts. He's got a turkey working and needs a fourth.
Same routine. Wipes his shoe off, grabs his shoe brush, wipes his ball off. Takes a breath, sets up, executes the shot.
Can extend his lead here. Rash up 7th frame. And he kicks out the 6, avoids major trouble.
Yeah, that shot was in a little bit. He knew it off his hand, it was a little bit in. And we'll see here. He rolls at the back of it, but yeah, he just doesn't project it far enough, right? He's like, ah. Out of trouble.
Seen a bunch of those remain 4, 6, 7s, but that one kicks the 6. Rash now with a relatively easy spare. And Rash now a 5-pin advantage over Pete Weber. Title match of the Iowa Midwest Open for a national PBA Tour title. Rash going for his 9th. Weber trying to tie Norm Duke with his 38th. Mike Jakubowski with Ron Hickland. And Jeff Goodger, we welcome you to Thunder Bowl in Council Bluffs, Iowa. Big thanks to everybody here. Supported the regional tour over the years. This title is now being elevated to national touring status, and you're watching it live on Extra Frame. Here's Rash. Pured it in the 8th.
Much better pitch. Much better pitch. Watch his hand. Watch this hand go right behind the back of the ball. Right behind the back. That's what allows the ball to kind of freeze and set right there.
Weber spare working. Needs to throw 2 strikes to take the lead from Rash. 8th frame. Struck back here in the 6th.
Yep.
And he shimmies and gets to 10.
I mean, you could hear it. You know, the ball hit the lane and it was 1 bounce. I mean, it was no bounce, actually. It actually goes right into the lane like an airplane. Boom. It's good to go. Ball pushes to the right. Ball starts to make the move. It sets, and there you go.
What causes a double bounce? He's done it 3 times on the left lane. He's there again.
If he gets too steep with his torso, if his torso goes too far forward, that makes his arm swing force the ball to go square right in the lane. I mean, that's what it is. He's got to keep his torso back just a little bit.
Monumental foundation frame to take the lead from Rash. Six does not get the 10.
It's the exact same thing. You'll watch. I mean, the bowling ball goes boing, boing, and it's guaranteed to go too far right. And if it's guaranteed to go too far right, you're guaranteed to get that 6 to sit right in the gutter.
Weber covers it. 217 max for Weber. Rash will finish. He's on a strike. He has what the players call ball in hand. He can shut out Weber. 218 or better is the magic number. Fits a double in there anywhere. Can be now, or it could be 2 in the 10th.
He's got something bothering his eye there. He's got to get that cleared up for sure. Needs a good pitch here. But you look, notice he's doing the exact same routine. If he pulls off, he does the exact same routine. Wipe your bowling ball off, wipe your shoe off, grab your grip sack, Take a good deep breath. Get set up and go.
To be the man, you got to beat the man. Rash trying to beat Weber for a PBA Tour title. Foundation frame. 6 slaps the 10 effectively.
Another good shot by Sean Rash there. Wrap the back of it. Keeps it on line. Waiting for it to freeze. There you go.
Amazing story. Sean Rash, he's at home. He comes home from Australia, a tour of stops. He's packing to come here. Ball falls out of his bag, smashes his left toe, turns it black and blue. He gets here. He doesn't know if he can practice. He somehow practices for 20 minutes. He doesn't know if he can qualify. He gets through qualifying. He goes through match play, and now he is a 10th frame away from claiming his 9th PBA Tour title.
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing. Just a true testament to the focus and grit. You know, the other thing that goes with this, he's got a flight at 6:30. So he was like, you know, we need to get this going so I can catch my flight back home. He wants to watch the baseball game tomorrow, so he wants to get, he wants to get home. It's just an incredible
Game 3
story.
of the National League Division Series. Rash for his 9th PBA Tour title, and to try to shut out Weber. 218 or more.
It's got to look. Oh yeah, that was fast. That one was fast. He goes up the back of it like he's supposed to, but that had some heat on it. So he's hoping for it to hook. Luckily, he's just got the 5-pin. You have more than half of the lane to convert the 5-pin when you shoot the 5-pin with a bowling ball.
Spare 7 for the win. Best Weber can do, 217. 7 or more.
Watch him. This is a pressure shot. He'll go right through the exact same routine. This is a good lesson for everybody at home. Go through the exact same routine when he was the very first frame as the 10th frame. Take a deep breath, get set, execute.
Sean Rash has beaten the man for his 9th career PBA Tour title. He's the champion at the PBA Xtra Frame Iowa Midwest Open, defeating his doubles partner, Hall of Famer Pete Weber. Weber finishing out and denied an opportunity to tie Norm Duke. And Ron Hicklin and I are going to grab Sean Rash, and we'll talk to Sean. Congratulations, Sean Rash, 9-time PBA Tour champion. Mike J. Laneside live with our champion of the Iowa Midwest Open, Sean Rash. Sean, congratulations. You've said often to be the man, you got to beat the man. And an unbelievable story as you get here, and we didn't know if you'd compete, and here you stand, the winner.
Yeah, dropped the ball on my toe Thursday night with my wife getting ready to practice, and went straight to the doctor. You know, knock on wood that nothing was broken or fractured. Got on the plane anyways. Practiced for about 30 minutes on Friday. Really want to thank the proprietor for letting me out of the Pro-Am, because I don't know if I could have made it through it. But bowled really well yesterday, had a couple bad games. Just stayed real patient, you know, making sure I filled frames because the scoring pace was medium to low. And then, what can I say? I beat one of the best ever.
Oh, Ron Hicklin.
Yeah, you know, it was awesome to watch you bowl that match there, Sean. Watching you throw that high-performance ball from Brunswick was giving you a lot of good continuation. You were using your hand to control the back end of the lane. That was pretty awesome to watch.
Yeah, for me today, it was actually more ball speed relation. I was taking 5 steps instead of a 4-step delivery like I normally do. Just trying to stay real slow, real patient. You know, it's 47 feet, but they're really tight down lane. The new Brunswick Nirvana is just I mean, what else can you say besides what we've done at our R&D department? We're the greatest out there right now with the R&D and the technology with what we're doing. And like I said, I get to bowl Pete, and I get to bowl with him next week, and there's nobody else that you want to beat besides some of the best ever. And to be considered in that group, you've got to beat them. And you know, this might be an extra frame event and not be a multiple week tournament, but a title's a title. There was a lot of great players here this week. Really want to say thanks to the fans and the hosts here in Council Bluffs, Iowa. I remember bowling here my very first year in TQRs, and if Blaze is listening, he threw the ball through the roof. Won't ever forget it. So some pretty good memories here in Omaha. I got some great friends that just moved up here, and it was nice to stay in a home and have some home-cooked meals. So I probably owe him a bottle of Captain somewhere.
Sean Rash, momentum building for the rest of the season. Still a lot of bowling left. We've got 2 majors, the U.S. Open. We've got the Fall Classic coming up and the World Series of Bowling. Plenty of action still to come your way before New Year's Eve.
Yeah, it's nice to be in the winner's circle again. I've struggled a lot this year. I bowled really good at the TSC, made one bad shot there against Belmo in the 9th frame that I think about all the time, because I probably win the tournament if I strike there, but you know, he bowled great then. And it's nice to get back here. My wife has really pushed me to get back to losing some weight and working out and practicing a little bit. And yeah, this one's actually for my mom. It's my grandma's birthday, so all right, I got through that. But I can't wait to see my daughter tonight at home, and can't wait to go to the Cubs-Cardinals game tomorrow and hopefully get another W for the Cubs.
Sarah Cayley, Daddy's coming home tonight, a 9-time winner on the PBA Tour. And thank you so much for watching and your support of the online bowling channel. We'll see you next weekend at the National Bowling Stadium in Reno for the West Northwest Region Sands Regency Open. Good night from Council Bluffs, Iowa.